Hello and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast about movies we haven't seen. I'm one of your hosts, Trent. I'm here with my wife, Betsy.
I'm Betsy.
Hey, Betsy. You know we're going to start something new. We've been teasing this for a little while now.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. We are starting to watch the entire series of the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Aren't I a lucky woman?
We are very lucky, Betsy.
Okay, so full disclosure.
Yeah.
I have seen 2 of these movies. So
Okay.
I have seen the very first film.
Yep.
And I have seen Too Fast, Too Furious. But for the sake of this series, we're going to do all of them. And I have not seen either of these movies in probably 15 or more years.
Okay. Disclosure on my part. I have only seen 1 through 5.
Which is still a lot more than me.
It's more than Betsy for sure. And there's a couple of them I've only seen once.
Yeah.
So let's just go back. The movie we are going to watch today is The Fast and the Furious.
The original.
Not the original.
What do you
because
mean?
there's another movie called The Fast and the Furious, if you didn't know that.
What?
It was made in like the 70s, 80s. It's a title from a long time ago, but they took that concept and applied it to this series of movies.
Well, I knew they did that with Gone in 60 Seconds.
Right.
But I didn't know they did that with this.
Yeah. 2001's classic, The Fast and the Furious.
When I was but a little teenager. 16 years old.
God, I remember my classmates and I talking about this movie and just hearing the names of the characters talked about in school.
Oh, yeah. Nobody knew who Paul Walker was. Nobody knew who Vin Diesel was.
Completely
Michelle Rodriguez.
unknown.
Nobody.
Nobody knew any of the actors in this movie, and they became stars overnight.
I saw this movie, I believe, in Pipestone, Minnesota.
Okay.
At the movie theater. They have like a 2-screen.
Two-screen, wow.
I think it's 2. It's very small. Very small
It's
theater.
an upgrade from the town you grew up in, which is 1.
To be fair, the movie theater in my hometown is actually better because it's one very wide theater, so they have 3 lanes of 3 aisles of seats.
Yeah.
The one in Pipestone is they took a theater and they split it down the middle and have 2 very long, skinny theaters just so they could justify having a second screen.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So the experience, I don't know why I remember seeing it in Pipestone other than it was playing there and it was not playing at the Del Rapids Theater.
Do you remember who you saw it with?
My siblings. I'm sure my brother Danny was there. I am sure if anybody else was there, it'd be like my other brothers, my younger brothers, if they were allowed to also attend this PG-13 movie.
Hey, 2001, man. What were we? We were 15?
16.
15, 16, yeah.
Yeah.
So, very much...
20 years ago.
Very much a movie for that kind of an age group.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Because, like, these were the cool kids. Everybody had those kids in your high school. They were the gearheads.
Not in my high school, but my high school had
Your high school is very
6
small.
people in it.
Right, exactly. So, let's just go to the generic high school that I went to.
Sure.
Everybody knew somebody who was a gearhead, and they had... Either their mommy or their daddy bought their car, their souped up car, and they paid for whatever the parts that go into it, and it's usually a piece of shit. Or
just made a lot of noise.
Or the kids who are actually really into cars and souping them up and doing whatever with them. That's the other group that this movie is made for. These movies are made for.
Well, and this was a thing. Like, Gone in 60 Seconds came out around the same time.
Yeah.
And this came out, and The Italian Job came out like a year later.
Another great movie.
Yeah. A lot of car movies kind of designed for the core demographic being teenagers.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and I bought into it. Like, when I saw this movie, I was like, that movie's cool. That movie's cool. And I saw the second one in the theater, too, I'm pretty sure. But after that, I don't know, I got into college, and I didn't have time to care about every movie. And why would I care? Especially because the third one was Tokyo Drift.
Right.
Which... I have been told is not everyone's favorite. There are varying opinions. We'll get to that as we watch it.
There are many people who think that is the best movie out of all of them.
Right. But it has nothing to do with the core group, so a lot of people just never even gave it a chance.
Right. And that was kind of on the downward turn of the franchise, according to a lot of people.
Exactly. So I stopped paying attention.
Yeah.
Because why would I need to?
Yeah, because in 2, you're only going to get one of the main people, and then it...
And Zachary Ty Bryan.
Yeah. And... No, he's in 3.
I thought he was in Tokyo Drift.
No. Yeah, he's in 3, Tokyo Drift.
Yes.
I was talking about 2.
Oh, we were talking about 3.
Well, in 2, you get one of the main people from the first one.
Paul Walker.
He comes into 2, and it introduces a whole bunch of other people who eventually get plopped back into the later movies.
Okay.
I'm not going to try to spoil anything here if you or Betsy don't want to be, but, this series of movies is a complete clusterfuck when it comes to, timeline, because it all happens at different points in time.
Yeah.
This isn't a completely linear story. 2 takes place after 1, 3 doesn't take place after 2, and it's
but then they bring it back around later and somehow
they bring
tied
in
together.
Yeah, they bring in characters from 3 who are dead, and it's super weird.
The thing that I would say I'm most curious about with this series is the fact that they have the Die Hard treatment, where in the first one, it's just kind of small-time criminals.
Uh-huh.
It's a logical story.
DVD players.
Yes, it's a logical story that is believable.
Yeah.
It could really happen. And then by the end, they're, skydiving with cars and robbing trains.
Yeah, it completely ramps up.
It goes completely off the rails. It becomes a huge action
because
movie.
you can't just go back to small-time crime.
Right. That is the thing that, it's funny, I don't even necessarily remember that about the first movie, since let's bring it back around to what we're actually watching today.
Yeah.
The joke being they start off with stealing DVD players.
Yeah.
Stolen DVD players. Which is such an early 2000s thing because they were expensive in those days.
Sure.
A piece of equipment that is completely irrelevant now, 20
in
years
fact,
later.
they might be like DVD VCR players.
Oh, God. Yeah, and I don't even necessarily remember that, but that's what I've heard when people refer back to this movie and the changes. I know that Paul Walker is a cop. He's an undercover cop.
Part of this movie is them figuring out whether or not Paul Walker is a cop.
Right. That's
the joke. That's the joke that I've heard a lot of people just come up with. He's a cop. No, I'm not a cop. He's a cop. I'm not a cop. Okay, he's not a cop. Actually, I'm a cop. You said you weren't a cop. Yeah, it's that whole thing.
Yep, and I remember some of the just details, little things like, what is it, NOS?
Yeah.
The NOS tanks.
Yeah.
That was the first time I'd ever heard of that concept. And he races him and he
nitrous oxide.
Yes, he's like, I almost had you. You didn't have me. You didn't have that stuff.
You didn't have your car. Oh, I could keep going.
The pink slips.
Yep.
They take
Racing
each other's
for
cars.
Slips, for pinks.
Yeah, it's little things like that. There's one in the desert and then somebody loses and he drives off and I'm pretty sure they kill him or something. It's the longer I sit here and talk about it, the more little pieces I get. Yeah. The biggest thing I always remember that people have really glommed onto with this movie is the concept of the family.
Yep.
Because
it's all about family.
They are the brother and the sister and all of their friends. They all work together. They all live together. They have barbecues in the backyard on a Tuesday, and it's all about that. And that's the theme that kind of carries this whole series. It's not about ridiculous action sequences and robbing people and stuff like that.
Oh, but it is.
But it is. It totally is. So yeah,
and I think by the end it's barely even about the cars anymore.
Oh right.
They pay very close attention to the cars in the first few movies,
and they keep adding people. Right. Bigger and bigger stars keep getting into this movie series.
Sure. And by the time I left, the biggest star that was added was just Dwayne Johnson.
Right.
And that was back when he was
on the rise.
And that was back when he was very much on the rise as far as movie stardom. And he's only grown since then. both in size and in popularity.
Correct. And not only are we going to be watching all these movies, but we have in our possession...
Ooh, I'm going to hold up the box.
You can't see it, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, but Trent has invested in the 4K Ultra High Def 8-movie collection.
Yes.
Yay.
So we are going to watch it in the absolute best quality possible.
The best quality. I'm so lucky. I love you so much, my darling husband. So will we relive our teen years? Will we devolve into a couple of gearheads? Will we
That's the other
hate
thing.
these movies?
I'm not a car guy. I appreciate cars, like especially classic cars, from afar. Like, oh man, look at that old Mustang. Or I'll say, hey, look at that Camaro. Things like that.
Yep.
But am I a gearhead? Absolutely not.
No.
Like I said, I appreciate them from afar. Am I going to be able to tell you what the hell is in the engine? No. I barely understand.
What's in that car? Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel. They're in the car.
And like 17 gears that they shift up to in the course of 2 blocks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the other joke. they keep just shifting. What are these phantom gears that they're shifting up and down?
They gotta go so fast.
Yeah.
They just decided to slow down in the race. They didn't want to, just show off. They gotta
They
gotta shift down.
Really sensitive about their clutch.
That's right. That's right.
Oh boy. So
you're in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen.
I hope you enjoy this. I've been looking forward to this since before we even started this podcast. We knew we were going to do a bunch of different series of movies. This was at the top of the list. After we got past the Oscar stuff, after we got past a few quote-unquote normal episodes.
These are far from normal.
But you are in for a treat. We got 8 movies, plus there's probably a 9th one in there too.
There's probably a 10th one.
By the time we're done.
By the time we're done, there's going to be another one of these
Fast
things.
9 is... F9. F9 is going to be coming out this summer. By the time we're done, hey, that's going to be out. So.
It's going to take me years to recover from this.
But yes, we're going to go watch The Fast and the Furious. We'll be right back. Back.
That was a blast from the past.
Yeah. Can you say early 2000s?
Can you say 20 years ago this year?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
It is the 20th anniversary of this movie, and they are making movie number 9, which was supposed to be out a year ago.
And actually 10.
Technically 10 when you count the spinoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yes, you very much could tell this movie was made in the early 2000s. From the cell phones that they had to the computer that he used with the floppy disk.
Floppy disk.
To the very first scene where they showed what was in the truck, and it included things like a TV with a VCR built in.
And some dude playing a PlayStation game.
Right. I was going to ask you, what was he playing?
That was a PlayStation game.
So, yeah, they didn't have so much technology that it was like wildly distracting, but there's enough of it that you go, oh yes, yep. I know exactly when this was made. Mm-hmm. Like their little chunky laptops in the cars that are hooked up to their gear. Yeah. It's like
giving them readouts on all the different things that the car is spitting out.
Let's be honest, was a little bit silly because it's like, oh, there's a problem with the too much torque or
the manifold, damage to the manifold.
It's like, how do you know that? You're an early 2000s computer. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
And of course, now cars have all that stuff built in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the computer.
Our cars have screens in them and cameras and.
Right. Every car
USB
has a
ports.
computer in it.
Yeah, every car is a computer. But yeah, I mean, you talk about the technology. That's one of the things that you always can recognize from movies to date it.
Yep.
Okay. The other thing is fashion.
Oh my God.
And music.
And music. And like every other movie from like 1998 to 2004, it was techno music
It
and
was
rap.
techno and rap rock.
Well, and you know why? Because that is the cheapest music to license. There was
Sure.
not one recognizable song in this movie. The only one that...
yes, there was.
Okay. A hit song?
Yes.
I don't...
There was a Limp Bizkit song in there, my darling.
Well, I was not listening to Limp Bizkit in the early 2000s. No, the only time that I was like, well, here's a relevant song was one by Ja Rule. And I knew that because Ja Rule was in the movie.
Ja Rule walked into the scene right after his song played.
As his song was playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cheap. That's why they do that. There's a ton of movies like this
sure.
that have this music. It's cheap because they can license it. They're not hit songs. Just because it's Limp Bizkit, it was 2001 Limp Bizkit,
Yes.
where they were still kind of getting famous.
Limp Bizkit kind of hit in 99 with Faith.
Okay.
And their second album is what put them over the top. You're listening to the Limp Bizkit cast with your expert, me.
Not me.
God, no.
Thank you.
I had a Limp Bizkit phase. I had a Korn phase. There was a lot of music in this movie.
You were an angry young man once.
This was a hearkening back for me to my introduction to that kind of music. I'll say this. When the SWAT team is raiding Johnny Chan,
whatever his name is,
yeah,
it's irrelevant to
whatever.
me.
When they were raiding his house, that song I completely identified with really, really liking back in the day. Just from this movie. I don't have that song. I don't think I listened to it outside of this movie.
You don't know
but
who
I remember
sings it.
really liking it.
Well, you did, I guess, one moment say, Seether!
Oh, yeah. Seether played while they were driving past, right in front of the Shrimp Shack.
But again, this is music that I think around here, there's actually a ton of people that listen to rock, weirdly. There's a lot of people in this part of the country that listen to either country music or rock music, which is why...
Like hard rock.
Hard rock. Yeah. We get a ton of those concerts. How many times has Seether played here?
I've seen them once.
I would never be able to identify that band because I don't listen to that music.
Yeah.
But because you grew up here and you are around people who listen to that kind of music and they come through here a lot, you immediately were like, oh, Seether!
Yeah. Oh, Seether.
Yes. Trent, one time you too were an angry young man.
Of course. Weren't we all?
But yeah, the fashion, the little tank tops, the midriffs, the low-rise jeans.
The low-rise jeans is what really got me. It's like,
then,
wow, that doesn't happen anymore.
And then all the guys wearing, snakeskin pants.
That was one guy wearing
one guy.
pants.
Everybody else was wearing, like, baggy jeans.
Yeah.
Baggy. They're coming back, Trent.
Yeah.
Give it time.
Yep. But yeah, I like keeping with the, hey, remember raves? Near the end of the movie, after Race Wars, the entire thing is like techno music and raves. Just people dancing around like crazy.
I love me a good rave.
Yeah. Hey, back in the day when I was in middle school, is when raves around where I grew up became popular. But of course,
in South Dakota?
But a rave in South Dakota is like go to someone's barn.
A barn rave.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm not even kidding.
I didn't know.
I'm not even kidding. I never
that
partook.
Was a thing.
I never partook. That was also when ecstasy became a thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You can get it even here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah. But yeah, the lack of technology is another thing. While they're chasing after Dom and the gang at the end of the movie, Mia had a paper map of California.
An actual paper map.
A paper map. Like, she was just looking at it saying, yeah, this is where the cars are stowed, right next to some water tower in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
In the desert. Yeah, and he calls in to dispatch, like local dispatch, saying, "Hey, trace a cell phone for me, and I can triangulate the signal, and we'll keep will keep it going.
You gotta triangulate the signal, Trent.
Because you didn't
to.
have GPS in phones back then. You could get a much better accurate
reading
location if a phone had GPS from the cops.
It's true.
Back in the day, you had to triangulate people.
Well, you wouldn't even have to call anybody, really. You just could call the company.
I don't know how that works anymore, but anyway. But yeah, so going back to the beginning of the movie, there's a lot of firsts in this movie that I've never seen before.
Okay.
So back in the day, I never saw cars with like the underglow.
Yeah.
The neon underglow. That wasn't a thing until this movie became popular.
No, I think
not around here anyway.
I think the car culture.
Yeah. This
was my first big exposure to a lot of these concepts. Like I didn't know about that. I didn't know about rims. I didn't know about NOS.
Dubs. Thank you.
I'm sorry. Dubs. I didn't know about NOS.
Yeah.
And this was also the first time I think I was aware of drifting.
Yeah.
I didn't know what drifting was.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're about to learn a whole lot.
Oh, I wonder why.
Wait a little bit.
There's one that maybe has that in the title that we get to watch. Just the concept of street racing and having this hobby, like souping up cars, and they all have like their own, like you were saying, they strip it of any logos. Most of them did.
Yeah.
Like, I think for the sake of the movie, they kept the logos. Like, I saw a VW, I saw a Toyota, I saw a Nissan.
Yep.
But yeah, in reality, most of those would have nothing on them.
The emblems are going to be taken away.
The bulk of the car has been removed and replaced and customized.
For racing. And nothing else.
Are you aware that they used to have races about a mile from here? So a mile from our house used to be the very edge of town.
Okay.
And because it was the edge of town, people who were tapped into this culture and had their stupid little race cars needed a long stretch of open road to race on. So what better place to do that than way out on the south side of town?
Where there's no cops.
And at that time,
and nobody living.
And there was nobody living. They had just put that road in. I found that out. Many years ago. And actually, that makes a lot of sense because how many times are we in our house and we hear people zooming up our hill, zooming down the street? I never see these people.
Crotch rockets, motorcycles.
I never see these people, but I know the Fast and the Furious fandom is existing in this town because they zoom by my house.
When I used to work overnights at a hotel, there was 2 gas stations right across the street from each other. This hotel was also right by the interstate. So a lot of people would come in from off the interstate to gas up and go. But overnight, you get a different kind of clientele stopping by. So you had basically a bunch of motorcycle crotch rocket guys showing up, and you would have one crew on one side of the street at one gas station and another crew across the street at the other gas station.
Of course.
So, and you could always tell when they left because holy crap,
noise.
Did they get loud?
Yeah.
So,
well, they scrounged up a lot of those people for this movie. I think this movie was probably chock full of non-actors, people who just had nice cars.
Oh, yeah, people who were in the scene.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles.
In the first racing scene.
Yeah, and they would bring together a bunch of these guys who had all the cars, who had a bunch of friends. Say, hey guys, you want to be in a movie?
Just stand here and hoot and holler.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. And then drive off.
In that first race scene, after everything was done and the cops were coming, like, everybody scatters.
Yep.
I thought that was really, really well done.
And it's like hundreds of cars.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So many cars. Like, they have that helicopter shot, and they're just peeling off one at a time from their diagonal parking.
And just getting into traffic.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was wild. That was one of the things I actually appreciate about this movie is, for the time it was made, there's not a lot of computer animation. There's a little bit like showing the insides of the car.
Yeah.
Like the engine
they
firing.
They really like their like fly-throughs.
Yeah.
Of like, the camera going from the back of the car through the tailpipe into the exhaust, into the engine, and then out again where you see the driver.
So yeah, that was very obviously animated, but for the most part, it's all practical effects. So the racing scenes, there's real guys racing cars.
Sure.
For the action sequences, like near the end of the movie, the heist scenes, those are real people racing cars, driving cars underneath a moving semi-truck. You know, that's a dangerous trick to do, and they do it with aplomb.
I'm not aware of this term.
I was watching, so the end of the movie, when he flips the car, I have this vague little memory in the back of my head of watching them like shoot that on like Entertainment Tonight. They were a behind the scenes look at the Fast and the Furious. And they had like one take at that.
Yep.
Because they have the 70s muscle car they're about to trash.
Yep.
You don't get to do that over and over.
I have seen this.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. They had to time it perfectly. They had to line it up perfectly, and they had one crack at it.
Yep.
And they did it, and that's what's in the movie.
Yep.
Yeah. So I love movies that do practical effects.
Yeah.
We think we talked about it already once before in this podcast. Mad Max.
Yeah.
It's all people really driving cars and really doing these stunts, and it improves the movie. Like
you can feel the impact.
Yeah.
Totally.
If you didn't do that, you wouldn't care.
Yeah. Like anybody can trash, piece of shit, Chevy.
Yep.
But you got a 1970 Dodge Charger
Yep.
up there in the air for a good amount of time and landing with authority and rolling.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was an impressive feat that they did.
I also was going to bring up, that's a nice little touch. It's a little bit of a wink to these kinds of movies that were abundant in the 1960s and 70s, like muscle car movies.
Yeah.
They had tons of, like the original Gone in 60 Seconds. It was a movie from the 70s.
And I actually did look it up in between the intro and now. The original Fast and the Furious that I mentioned in the intro, that was made in the 50s.
Oh, wow.
It was like 1958.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, even back in the 50s.
And that was a heist movie.
Yeah, 50s, 60s, 70s. You would find all kinds of these muscle car, heist, chase, racing movies.
Yep.
And they sort of died out for about that, like, 80s, 90s period, and that's probably why they saw such a resurgence in the late 90s and early 2000s, and they have lived on since then. But it's a little wink. The specific car they chose is something that was made in those movies, and everything else is from like the early 90s. Like they mentioned something about, no, you mentioned it. The car Dom is driving. In the first race scene is like a 93 Mazda.
It's a 93 Mazda RX-7, I think.
Yeah. So these are all cars that are less than 10 years old, basically, at the time this movie was made. And they're all souping them up for their purposes. But they're all these little, like, German cars and Korean cars and Japanese cars. And they're little bitty race cars. Yeah. Versus
no American cars are in this movie.
An American muscle car.
Except for Brian's truck that he drives for his job.
What does he drive?
That's a Ford.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
But even that's souped up.
Yeah. Well, it's customized anyway.
Yeah. The cars are cool.
They're
a lot, but they're cool.
I'll make a confession here. I kind of was really into Jesse's little VW Jetta.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Still to this day, guys. I drive a small car. I like my small cars.
Okay. Stupid little nugget of information that I have. Do you know which celebrity owns Jesse's Jetta?
Oh, God. You probably told me this at one point, but I don't remember.
Frankie Muniz.
Seems about right.
I don't remember how it came to pass that he purchased it, but he was quite a fan.
Damn it.
And he bought it, and I have to assume he still has it. That's the kind of
Frankie
thing.
Muniz's cell phone number.
That's the kind of thing that you hang on to.
Yeah.
And you don't really drive it. So I have to imagine he's still got it unless he's really hard up for money. But yes, Frankie Muniz has the car that you admire.
All right. Too bad.
But yeah, it's riddled with all those like Mazdas and Jettas and all kinds of little things. But they're all small custom cars.
Yeah.
And they all have fancy colors and fancy decals.
Yeah. Going back to like the series, I have actually seen this one probably the second most amount of times. And I'll confess, I've seen the second one probably the most.
Interesting.
And I don't think it's because I like it more. It's just because it's been available to me more. I've seen it on TV more.
Basic cable.
It's one of those stupid movies that I can just throw on and not have to pay attention to because it's just dumb.
Right.
But I like it.
Well, I've seen...
And I kind of forget that the kind of races that they do in this movie is all like the quarter-mile drag races.
Yep.
There's no other kinds of races in this entire movie.
No. And there's really only 2?
There's like 2 or 3. Well, it's at Race Wars.
Yeah.
It's the first one. And them at the end, I guess, while they're going to go in front of the train and be all dramatic and shit. But yeah, I kind of forget that this is just drag racing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen this one. I've definitely seen it more than once. I would say somewhere around like 4 to 5 times.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot more that I even remember.
I've probably
from
seen
when
about
I was in high school.
At least half a dozen.
But the second one, I've probably only seen once or twice.
Yeah.
So when I say I genuinely don't remember these movies off the top of my head, I definitely don't remember the second one.
Yeah.
And the longer I sat and thought about this one, the more it was coming back to me. And as I was watching it, I was like, okay, yeah, I kind of remember this. I usually have a pretty good memory for movies anyway.
You do.
So most of that I did
Especially
remember.
after you've seen it a couple of times. At least.
Yeah. I thought... I understand why people like the family element of this. Because Vin Diesel is a very charismatic man in this movie.
He is.
Like, they have the comment, people are drawn to him. Mm-hmm. And I get that. You know, I looked it up. He was 34 when he made this movie. Mm-hmm. Younger than us now.
Yeah.
And look where he's gone from there. And they've pretty much, I think, brought the rest of the people with them throughout the rest of the movies.
For the most part.
Once they figured out that was the key, because I think where this series went off the rails was they stopped focusing on the family. The second one is like Paul Walker and maybe one other guy, has nothing to do with Dom and the rest of the family.
Yep.
The third one has nothing to do with anybody. And it's not until the fourth one that they started bringing people back and it became this huge series.
Yeah.
So I think that tells you everything you need to know about how much people actually care about these characters.
And so they talk about family in a couple of different spots. The thing that really stood out to me was when Brian and the sergeant were talking after, they basically realized, yeah, it's Dom, it's Toretto, it's his crew.
Him.
It's always been Toretto. The sergeant asks him, "There's all kinds of family, Brian. Which one are you going to choose?"
Yep.
And I never realized until I just watched this one that in the end he chooses Dom's family.
Yep.
The family Dom is in, and not the cops.
Yeah. Well,
And
I don't remember where this story goes. Like,
no, I know you don't.
I think he's not a cop anymore in the second one, but hell if I could remember. But he absolutely chooses.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
them.
fill in the blanks for anybody or you about the next one. But yeah, it's very different in the second one, of course. There are only, I think, 2 actors from this movie in the next movie.
Yep.
There's only 1 actor from this movie in the third movie. And then the rest of them I don't even want to say. Because I don't remember.
That's when they get the gang back together.
Yeah, the gang gets back together in 4. But again, I've only seen 4 once. I barely remember anything about that. And we'll get into that.
And you also saw 5?
I've seen 5. I really enjoyed 5.
Okay.
5 might be my favorite.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have
I
that.
think 5 might be the best one that I've seen.
My goodness.
Yeah.
High praise indeed.
Yeah.
And you've still got 3 more that they could top it.
It's true. So, let's see. Going back here. Another thing I didn't really remember or notice, it kind of helps that we can see things better in the 4K. Like, I can see all the signs on things.
Paul Walker's crystal clear blue eyes.
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was distracting sometimes how blue that man's eyes were.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Mr. Walker.
Hey, we're going to say it a lot in this. R.I.P. Paul Walker.
Listen, he was a star on the rise. Like, 90s were his time. This was his time.
2000s.
Into the 2000s.
Yes.
Late 90s he started. And then 2000s.
Totally. But what I was going to say was, Dom runs a business. He has a market in kind of a shitty neighborhood. Yep. Did you notice that? In the neighborhood where this market is, where this diner is, I guess you could say, the neighborhood looks like shit. But you see all these cars coming in that are, very, very expensive. The cop said, Brian, that was an $80,000 vehicle you just destroyed, or whatever the hell. And where are these people getting all their money? That is a surefire way that something's going on. If you live in a shitty neighborhood and you drive a car like that, where are your priorities, man?
Right. It attracts suspicion.
Yep.
So yeah, the fact that he spends half of the movie being like, it might be the Asian gang, it might be the Hispanic gang.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, man, no, it's right here the whole time.
Yep.
You just didn't want to see it, bro.
That's right.
Open your eyes, man.
Stop letting Mia cloud your judgment.
That's right. Well, and he likes Dom, and he likes these guys. Maybe not Vince, but...
And I'll say one more thing. When Brian and Vince get into it outside of that shop, Brian did nothing wrong.
No.
He did nothing wrong.
He's just existing, and he doesn't like it.
And he's like, hey, I'm not necessarily hitting on Mia, but I'm coming every day to come hang out and say hi and just get into her orbit, let's say. And Vince doesn't like it because he likes Mia.
Right.
But Vince and Mia have been around forever.
Yep.
Forever. Probably since Mia was a baby.
It's not going to happen, Vince. Let it go, bro.
Right. It's like, she knows what you're about, man. And he's not, and she's not into it. So.
Yeah.
He's
a territorial dude.
Yeah, Brian did nothing
who's
wrong.
just showing off his ego because why not? He's got to show off, mark his territory, as it were.
Yeah. Man, there was a lot of product placement in this. Brands
what's funny?
Everywhere.
I wasn't noticing that. I noticed Snapple.
Snapple? Pizza Hut?
The car? Yep. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Rose closed, Pizza Man. And all of the brands for all the car parts and all that stuff. Everywhere.
Yep. P.S. There's some really snappy dialogue like, roads closed, Pizza Man.
Roads closed, Pizza Man.
Oh, man. Yeah, the dialogue in this movie it's simple.
And hey, the tagline, I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
That's right. That's right.
But then the rest of the 9-ish movies that you're doing, you don't do that anymore.
No.
But then again, things happen. That changes you.
Yeah, they had fancier tools in this one than I expected them to have for their heists.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that a little bit. Because I was like,
let's talk about the heists.
Let's talk about the heists.
So, me in real life, I don't have anything to do with trucks, but I do work with truckers and drivers and trucking companies. And from what I know, I don't think that a driver would react this way.
Like, not react or...
Number one, they wouldn't keep on driving. Number two, the trucks that they're driving are what are called day cabs.
Okay.
These people are driving overnight. You wouldn't be driving a day cab overnight unless you're going to get a hotel room somewhere.
They should have gotten somebody to get their facts straight.
Well, hey, I'm just saying what I know. And a driver doesn't give a shit about the stuff in the back of his trailer.
He owns the truck and he cares about the truck.
He may not even own the truck. Most of the drivers out there work for a company, and that's the company's truck, that's the company's trailer, and that particular company is hired to bring whatever it is in the trailer to its destination.
Yeah.
They have insurance.
They would stop the truck and let him take whatever it is.
Exactly. And I know that they're playing it up for dramatic effect,
yeah.
But this would never happen. Of course, I didn't know that back in the day.
No.
20 years ago, I didn't work for a company like that.
20 years later, you're nitpicking. No, excuse me, this is not accurate. I need to explain to you why these trucks would never be robbed.
Hey, I'm just explaining it for the people. For the people.
Yeah.
For the people.
I did have that thought while I said something to you. How'd you like to fill out the insurance paperwork for this?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
You'd have to deal with it in some capacity.
Yeah, I would have to say, shit got stolen. File a claim.
All the incredibly fancy DVD VCRs.
Or at the very beginning, it was a TV VCR combo, like a 13-inch TV with a VCR built in.
Remember those?
Oh man,
remember those?
I don't think I had. You had it like a 19-inch, didn't you?
I didn't have one with the VCR. No, I got one from Danny. I think I had one.
I think you had one and it didn't work.
Yeah, so the TV part of it worked. I hadn't bought it, but I was given one. I think that's what you're referring to. But I had a DVD VCR combo.
Yeah, when I knew
from
you, yeah.
college when we got together.
Yep.
And the DVD player actually broke before the VCR did, if you can believe it. It was purchased in 2002.
Yep.
I left it in a box for a year. And then when I went to college, I opened it up. And that thing was working until after we were married. Like, that thing worked for a good 10 years.
Yeah.
I got 9 or 10 years out of that thing. And I watched a lot of movies. So say what you will about VHS tapes, but the technology does not wear out quickly.
Analog still works, guys.
It does. We were just trying to watch this in 4K, and the disc was not working.
Yeah.
Why? It is 2021. I would like some answers, please.
Yep. So we switched it to streaming, and it worked just fine.
There you go.
Still look good, too.
I had one snarky thing I wrote down.
I want to know more about what you thought.
The first thing I thought was, these are people who do not believe in carpooling. Everybody drives themselves. They all live.
It's all part of the freedom, Betsy.
They all live in the same house. They work at the same place, and they all travel as a pack.
You're not wrong. But then
There's
again,
5 cars in a flying V.
Then again, you can only fit 2 people in a car, so that's something.
Right, but there's only 6 of them, so that's tops 3 cars. But everybody wants to drive.
Everybody wants their own personalized.
When you're a
even
car
Mia
person,
has her own car, and she doesn't race.
Right. When you're a car person, you want to drive your car.
Yeah.
I've known some of these people. They like to drive their own car.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but it is not eco-friendly. Yeah, it was just a stupid thing I thought of. It was like, what do we need all these cars for? Quit showing off. This movie ultimately held up better than I thought it would.
Okay.
I was getting invested at times.
Yeah.
I thought the action sequences were good. Like I said, the dialogue's a little bit stiff, but it's that kind of movie. Who cares?
Also, these are 20-somethings.
Right.
They're not going to have, a big vocabulary to be talking about shit.
It makes me think of the interview that Mark Hamill did, where he's talking about how they were on the set of Star Wars, and he was nitpicking the plot, and Harrison Ford just said, "Kid, it ain't that kind of movie." It's that sort of thing. Betsy, it's not that kind of movie.
You're right.
This is for teenage boys who have teenage boy comprehension and attention spans. So we're going to have dialogue that they will glom onto.
I'm just going to ask our audience, go back and listen to the previous, 15 episodes we've done. How many times have we referenced Star Wars in some fashion? I would really like to know.
It is a cultural phenomenon,
Yes.
Trent.
Yes.
And it will continue to be brought
It will
up.
very much continue to be to be one. There's also a Star Wars movie we haven't watched yet.
Shh, don't tell them. Don't tell them. We'll get hate mail.
Not with that movie. I've covered most of the stuff that I wrote down here. I do want to tell a story, though.
A story.
Yeah. So, in the first race, Ja Rule is racing, and before the race starts, his lady friend comes around and gives him
Encouragement. A handful of encouragement.
A handful of encouragement. Thank you. And she says, "Yeah, you get me no matter what, but if you win, you get her too." And then he gets all confident and whatnot. And during the race, Brian comes up behind him and passes him. I think he uses his first NOS thing and he goes up fast. And Ja Rule just yells, "Monica!" I went to high school with a girl named Monica.
Oh, no.
And she got ridiculed to no end.
Everybody always did that to her.
Uh-huh.
Screaming.
Uh-huh. I will remember that for the rest of my life. And she and I were friends back in the day, so yeah.
So what you're saying is we do need to go to your 20th high school reunion coming up in a few years just to see if she's there, just so you can yell, "Monica!"
I wonder if anybody would ever remember.
Oh, she would. If you saw her and you yelled Monica, she'd probably go, "Oh, God!"
Yeah. But yeah.
Some idiot remembered a long forgotten joke.
Speaking of ladies, I had let's just say I was crushing hard on Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah.
In this movie, back in the day and still today.
How so?
You know me.
Okay.
You know I like me some ladies with the raspier, deeper voices.
Oh, you do, huh?
Uh-huh. How about we go upstairs and you give me a massage?
I
Look
loved
at all
that.
our guests.
I brought that up. You look tired. How about you come upstairs and give me a massage? Really? That's a woman who knows she's in control.
I appreciated that.
Also, does she age?
Yeah, totally.
Seriously?
And of course, all these look like... Even Vin Diesel looks young in this movie.
Well, here he looks very young, yes.
Yeah.
And
but all of them look super young.
He's way more jacked now.
Oh yeah, he's bulked up quite a bit.
That's the thing. You can tell he's older, but it's mostly because he's bulked up.
Yeah.
But Michelle Rodriguez, apart from a haircut, she pretty much looks the same. And I don't know about the rest of them, because again, I don't know how many of them have made it this far.
Yeah, and I don't know either. Like I think, to my knowledge, I think Dom, Letty, Mia. I don't know if Vince or the other dude get into the fourth one.
Right, but by the end, we've got, who is it, Tyrese?
Yeah.
So Tyrese Gibson.
Tyrese and Ludacris.
Ludacris gets in on him. The Rock. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I did want to say one more thing. We traded for the right 2000s rapper.
We upgraded.
We upgraded from Ja Rule to Ludacris. And that's about it.
And of course, Ludacris has songs featured.
Of course. Because
it's like, hey, we want to use your music. Also, you want to be in the movie?
Yeah. You want to act?
You want to act? Whatever. Ludacris is actually pretty good.
Yeah, he is.
He's
I very much
himself.
enjoy Ludacris in the next movie.
Oh, yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of retrospectives about this film and the rest of them in the coming months because the next one opens in like a month.
I think you're right.
I think we're going to hear a lot of behind-the-scenes stories.
Yeah, so that's all I've got. Betsy, did you have anything else?
Well, not about this movie, but I got a note from somebody.
Okay.
So if we want to just shift over to some notes we've heard from the fans, I mentioned him earlier, but my brother Danny was listening to the podcast. He was listening to Avatar.
Okay.
So taking it back a little bit.
Yep.
And Danny said, listening to the Avatar podcast, obviously a little late, but Pandora is at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and the Avatar ride is the single greatest ride I've ever been on. You get to ride one of the Banshees. It's like you're on a crotch rocket, but has airbags between your thighs to mimic its breathing. It has wind and smells 3D in motion. It's so fucking cool. That's cool. I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm not much for rides, but I think I would probably give that a shot.
Yeah, I think it would be different. It would be a different sort of ride than like a roller coaster, which I'm not.
That's more of an experience.
I'm not that into.
Yeah.
But there you go. Thanks, Danny. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Danny also submitted a review, his personal review for Mortal Kombat. Dumb plot? Check. Questionable acting at times? Check. References to the games? Check. Cheesy one-liners? Check. Gratuitous blood and violence? Check. 12 out of 10. Would recommend. So there you go.
Yeah.
If you too would like to send us your thoughts about the podcast, the movies, fun facts, figures.
Send us a review. Send us a, not a suggestion because we're going to be busy for a while.
For a little bit.
Tell us your experiences with the Fast and Furious franchise.
Yeah.
Because I would love to hear, because these movies are such a phenomenon. They have been so successful over these past 20 years.
Who knew?
Yeah. It's insane how many people love these movies and for different reasons.
Yep.
It brings all walks of life to these movies and everybody loves them. It's kind of ridiculous, but I think that's why we like it.
Yeah, I've hopes that these are just going to be ridiculous and fun. Like, I'm going to be going, oh my God. But then also, like, 2 thumbs up. Would recommend.
Yeah. I cannot wait until we get past 5. Even until we get 5. Mm-hmm. Even until we get to 5. Because this one is very low-key. The next one is low-key in a different way. 3 is just kind of crazy and weird. 4 kind of goes back to basics.
Yeah.
And goes back to, a caper kind of a thing. 5 just goes a little bonkers.
They start cranking it up to the point that once they hit 5, they realized, shit.
We can just do this shit?
We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
And people will pay money for it. And they get really excited about it. And then they come see it again. And so they did that plus for 6, more for 7,
and you keep
more
introducing more and more characters.
John Cena.
John Cena's
Jason
in the most recent
Statham. So many people.
I love Jason Statham so much. That's all I can really say. I watched The Transporter and I fell in love with that man.
Okay, well, then I think we are definitely going to have to watch the Melissa...
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to watch the Melissa McCarthy movie Spy.
Oh, yeah.
Because he is in it and he's freaking hilarious. Well, yes, so tell people how they can find us and tell us their thoughts about Jason Statham and Fast and the Furious and Avatar.
Yeah, and if you want to just keep in touch with, if you want to keep up with the schedule on how we're doing things, we're gonna go in sequence here. So we're
cranking through them.
Normally I tweet out a little tease about what we're doing. Clearly everybody knows what we're doing.
Spoiler alert.
So we're just gonna be putting them out as we do them. So it is every Wednesday and every Sunday. We're going to be putting them out. It's the same schedule we've been doing, but if you haven't been paying attention, that is the schedule going forward for at least this series.
So yeah, if you want to watch along, there you go.
Yeah, you know what movies are going to be on there. I don't know if these are streaming anywhere. Do you?
I have no idea. Probably not. Maybe Hulu? Question mark?
It might be on Amazon. If it's anywhere, it's on Amazon.
I guess.
But yeah, look it up. Everybody has these movies.
Buy
Come on.
4K set.
Or not. Or not.
Find the car guy in your life. He has a set.
Yeah, go borrow it from somebody. Somebody's got them.
You know he has them. Or she. I don't judge.
No.
If you're somebody who's good with cars, you're better at it than I am.
For sure. But yeah, reach out to us. Our Twitter handle is neverseenit_pod. And if you want to email us, it's neverseenitpod@gmail.com.
So until next time, when we get to Too Fast and Too Furious.
That's it. You're going too fast.
I'm sorry, what?
Speak slower. Too fast.
Too fast.
That was a cat.
That was a cat. She's very interested.
Maybe that was just too slow.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Too Fast or Furious is next. We'll see you next time.
Bye.